Yo, what up? It's your boy Shady C here. At my niece's house, getting ready to leave. Go back to the streets. Someone just messaged me and asked me if I would go on a second Chris Jericho cruise. And I want to think about it. And I want to lay out what it would take for me to go on a second one. Well, firstly, most importantly, if I could afford it. Now, they're probably going to announce it fairly soon. Cannot afford it at this point in my life. But if by the time the cruise rolls around, because it wasn't completely sold out like a month before. So if before the cruise I could afford it, that's one check mark in the possibility column. Secondly, it would depend on the lineup and what they're doing. Now the Ring of Honor matches were really cool, but it seemed like everything was bunched up together. Like there were times where there was nothing going on. And I would like them to spread it out a little bit, you know? I'm sure we can all agree on that. There were times where there was absolutely nothing. I remember on the last day, there was like a 3 or 4 hour block where nothing was happening until later that night. They could have, peppered in some of that other stuff. You feel me? That would be cool. A longer cruise would be nice at a similar price point. I really like how you could pay it off little by little. Because even if you can't afford to go, if you cannot afford to go, that helps you be able to afford to go. Like not everyone can afford to pay 2 grand up front. But, more people can afford, you know, 200 down, 300 next month, 200 the month after. Or, you know what I'm saying? People can afford that if you spread it a little bit. So I like that they had that. I don't know if they have that for all their cruises, but I'm sure they do. Um, I want more legends, and I want better timing with the autograph signings, and I want them to continue. Sorry, I want them to continue to be free. I mean, to me, that was cool. That was part of the selling point of the cruise. Like when I would talk to people to try to get them to go, I would say, "Hey, you go to a wrestling convention, pay X amount of." Sorry, call was coming in. Hopefully, it didn't ruin the video. We shall see. Um, you could pay X amount of money at a convention, and it wouldn't be cheap. But on the cruise, it was free or included, I should say, not free. Um, but then they might say, "Oh yeah, well, there's a bigger variety of legends," which again, that's nothing they got to work on. More legends, bigger variety, set it up better. A good way they could set up the autograph signings, set it up by floor. Like maybe, people on deck 12, 11, and 10, go at this time. And then people on 9, 8, and 7 go at this time, and so forth, like that. That's just an idea I was thinking about, actually. Um, the experience itself was amazing. Didn't get along with everybody, but I met a lot of people on the cruise that are amazing people. Noah, Lisa, y'all definitely two of them people. Shout out to my boy Noah, he cool as hell. Matthew, I knew you before the cruise, but actually getting to meet you and get take a picture with you and hang out with you was really cool. Matthew, a stand up dude. Matthew, awesome. Um, but no, I met quite a few people on the cruise that I added on Facebook and that I enjoy talking to when I get the occasion to do so. Um, Another thing that and it would help with the spreading it out is a longer cruise. Do like a 7 day cruise. Have have a bunch of things to do on each day. Spread it a little bit. Um, I really liked Killing the Town. That was amazing. That was a lot of fun to go see. And I liked that it was in an intimate venue. It wasn't in the biggest place, at least the one I went to. Um, they had a few Killing the Towns apparently, and after going to the last one I went to, I wish I would have went to the other ones because that was really cool. I had heard the podcast before, but I wasn't like an avid listener. It sucks that Lance Storm wasn't there though. It would have been cool to get Lance Storm on the show. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of really really cool things. There was Nothing that I went and did that I thought, ooh, this sucked. They shouldn't have had this on the ship. There was nothing like that. Um, if you do another one, you can't do a ship where podcasts is part of the thing without including the king of podcasts, Bruce Pritchard. I was wondering from the jump why he wasn't included. I mean, if you think about it, he's out of all the wrestling podcasts, he's won the most awards. They have different like podcast themed award shows, and his is won the most. Why would you not include the most award winning podcast? That I was curious about. Jim Cornette. I know he has a lot of enemies on that ship, but it still would have been cool to get to see like a live Jim Cornette experience. That would have been really cool to get to meet him. Um, the independent wrestlers or the Ring of Honor guys seem to be a lot more accessible than the legends. I think that should change. I guess Jericho and Jim Ross and all them were hyping it up on their podcast. Hey, we're going to be with you for 4 days. Of course you're going to see us. But you got to interact. There's going to be more about that. I'm going to do a Jim Ross video separately afterwards. But yeah, I had a horrible experience with Jim Ross, which I'll get into later. But if all those things were to line up, if I could afford it, if they spread things out a little bit, if there was, more days, more legends, better handling of the autograph signings, still free, all that together, then yes, I would go. To be honest, even if all the other things didn't happen and I could afford it, I would probably maybe go. Now, when I say afford it, that includes being able to afford the alcohol package. I want to put that into my budget. I didn't put it into my budget last time. Last time I was wanting to get it, but it was more like, okay, I'm budgeting for the cruise. And as it comes closer, I worry about the alcohol package. Nah, I'm going to put that into the budget because I want that. I mean, it makes it more fun. If I had the chance to do a 4-day Jericho cruise or a regular 7-day cruise, which should I pick? Someone asked me that too. That's hard because alcohol package is included. And there's also a lot of fun stuff to do on a regular cruise. But the Jericho cruise was awesome. It was really cool to get to meet Chris Jericho. I think in that instance, it would come down to what legends were going to be on the ship. Book Hall, book Nash. Maybe not Hall, but, it would be cool. But I know he's an alcoholic. But book Hall, book Nash, book Hogan. Book all these guys that everyone grew up loving. Yeah, they had some of them on the ship. But, book more. Hell yeah, book more legends. Make it a longer cruise. Make the legends more accessible. Let the legends know. Be like, fuckers, you're getting paid to be here. On the other side of the coin, these people are paying to see you, to interact with you. It was cool. Nobody was harassed. You didn't see, the legends being hounded. People would walk up, say hi, shake their hands. Some of them were nicer than others. Pat Patterson was really cool to meet. I had a lot of fun with meeting him. I imagined him being taller, though. I did. I imagined Pat being much taller. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I would definitely go if all the stars aligned, so to speak.